Welcome back, guys. Today we're pulling the engine and trans out of the Dakota to make room for our 5.7 Hemi and our TR6060 out of a Challenger. So, if you're not familiar with the Dakota, it's a twin turbo 360. I built this thing. It made 365 before the boost. When I dyno tested about 4 pounds, it made 454 foot-pounds ish and 438 horsepower, I believe. And I've cranked it up several times since then, and every time I do, something breaks. So I blew a head gasket, changed the plugs, changed some stuff. I was running 10-12 pounds of boost, about 10 pounds. Then I grenaded the transmission. It separated the torque converter, ballooned the torque converter, and took a crap. So I started going down the 8-speed path, made a flex plate, made some stuff. Never drove it, couldn't afford the controller at the time or the drive shaft. That was a while ago, that's why it's just been sitting. So anyway, every time I up the boost or up anything to make more power, this thing goes kaboom. It's a decently high compression, not super high, small block. Iron heads. The intake runners are epoxied shut where they had a problem while being ported. So like, eventually this thing dies, and I've got other stuff for it. I've got the Speedmaster heads over there, an aluminum intake or single plane intake. I've got the shaft mount rockers and everything for this, but I don't want to use it for this truck. I just want to play with this truck. Eventually, I've got another Ram. I kind of want a Plymouth Duster or something else. I'll play with the small block in it and probably the 8-speed. So anyway, all this crap coming out to make room for the 5.7 Hemi, which I've got a big cam for. I've got a decent sized cam, and I've got the hooker engine mounts. I've got hooker transmission mount. Probably gonna end up using the hooker headers, turning them around for the turbo or twins. It may get the twins right back on it depending on how it fits. And I've got the clutch. I've got the clutch pedal to turn from automatic to stick. Haven't figured out the hydraulic part of that yet, but I'll get the pedals in. We'll get everything placed, then we'll figure it out. So I think I'm gonna try today to get it apart. And I don't know which timing cover I'm gonna use, car or truck, just for placement of exhaust if it's coming forward. So I'm not going to put the cam in and make it run yet. I'm just going to swap to the Holly pan and put the hooker mounts on and drop it in the truck. There's also some K-member filler plate. They say if you use a right-hand starter, left-hand starter. So I bought it just in case. So I'm going to have to notch and weld some crap into the cross member. We'll see. But plan right now, set you on a stand, time lapse. I pull all that crap apart. It's not going to be super detailed. There's a decent amount of videos on where I put this thing together. Not sure if I'm going twins or single, but we'll find out. Anyway, I'm going to set you on a stand and I'm going to get to it and just get this thing apart. May not be the best angle. I wish I had a garage or big enough to put a car in, because the sun always messes stuff up. But let's get after it. And there we have it. The engine is out. The only problem we may have that still won't be a problem is when I made my solid mounts, I didn't get everything exactly where it needed to go, so I ended up slotting this guy just a little bit. But it's going to go where it goes. This isn't notched, so it should align off this one, and that one lands where it lands. So I've still got some cleanup to do. I'm going to degrease this thing, wash it off a bit. I've already cleaned off several mud dauber nests, but they just daubed everything. Because that was daubed. This whole computer was daubed before I started. There's another one that was all covered up. There was one on. There's still one down here. That one's still kicking. So, lots of things lived in it for a while. So we got to evict all those guys. I can get the computer unmounted. This thing's not going to use the factory dash. I'm going to use the little one that came with the Holly for now until I buy the big one and wire all that crap in. I just need to leave enough for the headlights to work and taillights and turn signals and all that crap. Everything else will be aftermarket. But I'll clean this thing up a bit. I got to check out those K-member instructions. I'm guessing it's probably right there or right there. I think it's on the passenger side. If it was a right-hand starter it had a problem, my guess is maybe there. Maybe here. We'll find out. Anyway, I'm going to get this thing degreased off camera. This is just a little progress. I'll probably end the video right here, and then the second video we'll begin installation with the Hooker Black Heart mounts, and we'll just set the transmission on the engine and shove it in the hole, because I don't know which timing cover I'm going to use yet or what other complications, so I'm not going to do the cam and all the internal work yet. We'll get it all done sitting here, figure it out, and then once I make final decisions and everything is ready to run, we'll pull it out, do the cam, maybe have the heads gone through, shove it back in, and hit the road, hopefully. Anyway, thank you for watching.